I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kurt? I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm Who You With, Kurt, dog. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Want to welcome y'all to the show. This Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Live. D Live is in the house also. Twitter. So y'all can chat live with us in the chat room during the show. Hopefully y'all had a great day today. I had a pretty good one. I can't complain at all. Can't complain at all. It don't do no good to complain. So I'm here, I'm alive, and I'm well. So don't forget the city of DeSoto. Please get out and vote for the mayor race. Right now, I believe it's from 8 to 5 at DC3 over on Polk. 910 Polk, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely get out and vote. Up until the 27th, you can vote from 8 to 5 p.m. So go out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Like I said, if I was in the city of DeSoto, I know who I would vote for. Kenzie Moore, which you need someone, a leader that is going to lead the city in the right direction and be out for the people. So and then also get out and vote. Get out and vote. So let your voice be heard. Man, this had been a great day today. Like I said last night, I had to find out more information about the 3 young black kings that was target. Unfortunately, target at a target, racial profiling in Westlake Village in Los Angeles. So they was target at the target. We're going to talk about Garret Miller. That's a local resident here in the Dallas area. We're going to talk about him a little bit. Brian Gundersen and Brendan Straka. They all been arrested for their part in the Capitol riot, in that terrorist attack. We're just going to call it like it is, a terrorist attack. So let's get this party started. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Man, my tongue just doing some things today. Radio Chaos. Welcome to the show. Just watched a video of a woman who ate 26 Big Macs in 35 minutes. And I know where she's at right about now. So yeah, she's gonna have a rough night. So that's not gonna be good at all. Good luck to her. But yeah, so man, as I looked more into this story last night, according to different news outlets that talking about the story, and one of the things about it, they're they were just in there shopping on Sunday after church. In there shopping, to get some snacks or whatever. Unfortunately, there was allegedly another group of young black males. Um, I believe they said they were black, but a group of young people that was in there, and apparently they stole a iPhone or something that was on display and ran out. Well, because loss prevention couldn't tell the difference, they decided to block the doors with baskets to make sure they wouldn't be able to leave. And they shopping, walking around, loss prevention came up, asked if they needed some help. They said no. What we're looking for is right here on this aisle. So they get the snacks they wanted, get up to the front. They um get up to the front and pay for their items, or went to attempt to pay for their items, and they was met by LA County Sheriff, which is no surprise at all. The store did notify the sheriff department. They came out immediately without asking them any question, went to arrest them. Malik Aaron, Frederickson, and Greg Kim. Now, there was a young lady with them also. She wasn't harassed, which I'm glad she wasn't. Um, I believe she's the one that was videoed the incident. And if you are following me on Facebook, I actually put the video up for you can see it for yourself. Um, but as they was being harassed, one of the guys, actually, I believe it was Malik Aaron, um, had actually pulled out his cell phone to try to record it. And as he proceeded to record it, the officer slapped his cell phone out of his hand and broke it. They get him outside, and then they realized they had the wrong people. But they was embarrassed because here it is, they getting jacked up in the video, been handcuffed, accused of a crime they had nothing to do with. And this happens so often in America when it's dealing with uh, black people. It happened way too much. And only thing they want to do is apologize. Well, look, it's an embarrassment for the simple fact you didn't ask me if I did anything. You didn't question me. You just automatically assume by the way that loss prevention guy did. And then when they had all the buggies in front of the doors where they could not get out, they just automatically assume they was with the other group, all because of the color of their skin, which is pitiful. In 2021, people are still being found guilty and assumed guilty, all because of the color of their skin. And it shouldn't be like that. At some point, you have to be smart enough, open your eyes, look at the facts. Now, I know Target have a great security system. They could have easily identified these wasn't the right people just by their clothes they had on. So, with that being said, what do you think should happen? The mother actually said the attorney that is representing them looking at filing a civil lawsuit, which they should. Target did fire that employee,
that made the call and put the baskets in front of the store, because it seemed like charges should come out, because with them blocking them in, you holding them against their will. You basically taking them to, you being the judge and the jury. You're not allowing them to leave, even though they didn't have anything to do with it. False imprisonment. That's the term I was thinking of. That's basically false imprisonment by the Target employees. And that should be charges brought up against that employee. Yeah, Target said they terminated that employee, but in reality, they probably just transferred them to another store. That happened quite often. They'll tell the media and tell people, "Oh, we terminated this person. They no longer work for the company." But then they end up sending them to another store 5 or 10 miles down the road, and they working there like it ain't nothing. Probably get them some days off, then bring them back in, transfer them, let it blow over like nothing happened. So I hope that attorney do file a lawsuit, and it'll make companies think about it more. It'll make employees think about it. And the first thing they say when things like this happen, "Oh, we need to retrain our, we're going to provide training for all of our employees for um, to try to not to put race involved in it." But they never looked at the clothes. They only looked at the color of their skin, because they just so happen to be a group of young black people inside of Target, and another group, allegedly black, decide to do a crime. They just automatically assume they was all together. And then one of the young men said the officer, once he put him in the car, kept telling him, "Shut the F up." Now, first of all, as a police officer, it's a sense of courtesy, because you must not forget you work for us. Our tax dollars is paying your salary. So for you to be disrespectful to that young man, you owe him a public apology. Not the department, you do. You are the one that made that call. So you should give him a public apology. Not only that, you need to pay for that man's cell phone. Not the department, you do. You the one that chose to flap it out his hand and break it. You should be the one to pay for it. Not our tax dollars. You need to pay for it. So yeah, um, it's that's the type of night it is tonight. Now, I'm also working on something else, because while I was doing this research in the last year, and y'all gonna have to pray for me on this one, because in the last year, someone put a list of how many black kids and men that had been killed from last year to this year. 103. So I'm actually gonna do a show by that, and I'm gonna try to name each one of them, for y'all can know the names. And if I could get the pictures of each one, I will have them going across the stream. At some point, enough is enough. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote, because vote locally as well as the presidential election. We need to get out and vote, because we need to get the laws changed. We have too many fools in office all across this country, and we need to get them out of office. We need people that's going to be there for the people and not against certain group of people. So I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna be a struggle, but I'm gonna work on it. 103 young kings, black kings, lost their lives over the last year, and some of them is from this year. So, um, so I'm working on that to get it together, and we're gonna have a show strictly on that and discuss it, because at some point that could have been me, it could have been you, could have been your family members. It don't matter. It's not right when you getting unarmed black men killed for no reason at all. Mistaken identity. Some was dealing with mental health issues. And so instead of providing mental health, you prefer to just shoot them. Like I said, it's going to be a struggle, but I know we'll get through it. So that's how I feel about it. What's going on, Marcella Smith? I wasn't annoying you. I was just trying to get the point out. Welcome to the show, and thank you for always supporting the show. Said that woman is a professional eater. Ooh, yeah, that's not a surprising, but I know I, I feel I hope she live by herself, because when it goes, she gonna go. Uh, yeah, LA County Sheriff. Over the last year, we have done a lot of reporting on them. Just imagine, they shot the brother, said he had a bicycle violation, shot and killed him last year. So LA County Sheriff have always had been on the wrong side of the law. They like to shoot first, ask questions later. But unfortunately, a dead man cannot talk. So that's the way they look at it. Well, a lot of them don't understand that. The cop main jobs are to be fact finders, not prosecutors. A lot of them want to be the prosecutor, the judge, the jury, want to do it all. So that's why we need stronger laws. Yeah. Okay. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. But at the same time, you got in a position in a career where you know you have to make quick decisions. And you can't make the wrong decision, because it can cost you your life. Either way. What if you making the wrong decision, if you should defend someone or someone trying to kill you, or if it's the wrong decision of you taking a life, because you have to live with that. Then you have to be concerned about the consequences, because here it is, you take someone and you get the right people that's going to do the right thing on the jury. Guess what? You might be going to prison. So you gotta make sure you're doing things right. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. Happy Tuesday. Working tonight. Sorry so late. You're always on time. Welcome to the show. Seem like they have you working every Tuesday night, if I'm not mistaken. Seem like on Tuesdays are the nights you stick your head in the dough. So um, and what I mean about, as being a police officer, you have to make the right decision. Kind of like I told y'all last night about Tacoma, Washington, that cop that ran over uh the people, the protesters last night. So it was, they said it was about 100 and something people out there, And what they try to do is justify it. Now, the officer haven't been identified from what I know of, haven't been identified yet, but he's on administration leave, basically a paid vacation. Um, so, um, so then, yeah, they was out there, incident. It was downtown Tacoma, Washington. A incident happened. I guess they was doing those spin outs in the middle of the road or whatever. And you would think if it's downtown, there got to be a police station close by. I would think so. I don't know. I know most police stations have um, a police station close near downtown. So I would assume it had to been one close by. But also, the person that recorded the video, I think he said is he just gonna give his name, Mark. Um, said that the officer never came on the loudspeaker and asked people to disperse or anything. He pulled up and within minutes had his lights and siren on. He just took off, ran him over. It was two people that went to the hospital. One person was, um, I want to say he might still be in the hospital, not for sure, but two people did go to the hospital. And the guy that was run over, it was he lucky to be alive because of um the way it looked. I'm talking about he got hit twice. Uh, Kind of like if you're watching a cartoon, you hear bloop bloop when a car run over a cartoon character. That's what it was on that, and you can see the car just raising up, coming over. So the media is trying to justify it, talking about he was scared because he felt like someone was gonna bust his windows. Then they showed the back of the car where the window was buzzed, talking about he couldn't back up. Um, Seemed like it was more people in front of him than behind him, but he said he couldn't back up. I'm just saying, they will try to justify it any way they can. So this is going to be interesting how this play out. But I already see the writing on the wall because they're not going to um, do justice. Now, I'm sure it's probably going to be a lawsuit to come out of it because the other guy, the one that was seriously injured, said he having nightmares from it, and I'm sure he is because his life probably flashed before him. You getting ran over twice, and one time it was close to his head, so he ran over his chest area, and that could have been deadly right then and there. But then the cop kept going. That's the crazy thing about it. He kept going. And that should be a charge against him anyway, a hit and run. I don't care you're a policeman. You're supposed to stop and surrender aid. Um, but once again, that wasn't important to him. He probably felt like he was right for what he did. But that's why I say you got to make the quick decision. Welcome to the show, Robin. I see you and flipped up in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, T Cal said, "Good catch. You are correct. Tuesdays, my night." Okay. I Hey, when I see followers, I kind of take notes. I'm like, wait a minute, it look like every Tuesday. Um, Radio said police agency have to develop a better screening process of candidates they let into the academy. Yes, they have to. They have to because most of them don't care. They do not care at all. And a lot of them put like this. If they had a better screening process, probably half of each police force probably wouldn't be there because when you start having folks that support Trump and going out to riots and doing terrorist attack, and it's just a matter of time before you get caught. You're gonna get caught without a doubt. You will get caught. Every day they still arresting people, so you will get caught eventually. So uh, go and turn yourself in, make it easy on you, and not only that, I heard someone said, I was listening to a show and they said that some other people talking about, well, we're not going to be able to get them all because it's going to hold up um the it's going to tie up the court system. How would it tie up the court system? See, this is that thing I say about the difference between black and white justice, because you're saying that it tie up the court system, but here it is during the Black Lives Matter riots, y'all were quick to make arrests for the ones that was caught on camera robbing things, which they should be held accountable to because it didn't belong to you, so you shouldn't do it. But y'all were quick to hurry up and get them in jail. Y'all should do the same thing for the terrorist attackers, the ones that did a domestic terrorist on America, and they need to go to jail. Um, so, and then you got to think about it. It's some people to go to jail and they be in there for a while before they get a trial, and then they end up coming back talking about um, time served by the time they go to court. So let's clear that out and continue to arrest the domestic terrorists. I feel like none of them should uh, get a bond. They should stay in jail, because if there was any other domestic terrorists, they would go to jail and they would not get bond. So yeah, I feel like they should go to jail. Radio said too many Kyle Rittenhouse type personality working in law enforcement. Exactly. Exactly. That's kind of like I forgot the guy name, the one that was swinging the baseball bat at the police officer, the brother. He was denied bail, but all his other comrades, most of them sitting at home chilling. Not unless you was in DC and the judge out there don't play. And that particular guy, he was a resident of Prince Charles, which is right there in DC. And that judge said no bail. But all these other judges here up and gave him bail, gave him organic food and everything else. So, hey, why should they get special privilege? They already costing us a lot of money on replacing the stuff they stole and tore up, and the cost of cleaning Capitol Hill up. So why should we spend extra money for them to have special type of eating? Yeah, I'm just saying that judge never should have ordered that. Should have said, "Hey, you knew you ate only organic food, but guess what? It ain't no organic food in prison. So why should we have to pay for organic?" You should have thought about that before you did the crime. Now you got to do the time. Um, so, and I wish I would have put this picture up on the screen. Um, so last night, um, I seen this on the news last night. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna see if I can add this picture real quick without messing nothing up. So, Um, so a local guy here was arrested. Um, he was arrested for um, his part in the terrorist attack on Capitol Hill. And you probably remember the guy. He had on a red hat and he did what he did. He went into the Capitol Hill and did the terrorist act. He even made threats to a Democrat Senate out of New York, I believe. Um, I'm trying to get this picture upload real quick. But the guy, he basically um, it's not gonna let me upload it. Oh well, I tried. But the guy basically went in, did what he had to do, or not what he had to, what he wanted to do. So a Dallas 34-year-old Texas man has been arrested for allegedly taking part in the storming of the U.S. Capitol this month and posting violent threats, including a call to assassinate Democratic Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez of New York, Garret Miller, who is from the Dallas suburb of Richardson. That's just north of Dallas. If you know anything about Dallas, that's Richardson is at 75 and 635, just north of 635. Was arrested Friday after being named in a 5-count federal complaint. Authority alleged that Miller posted photos and videos on his social media account to show him inside the Capitol during the January 6th storming of the building by supporters of then President Donald Trump. They also say he called for violence in online posts, including a tweet that simply read, "Assassin AOC," a reference to the liberal Ocasio Cortez. And another tweet Miller posted, "They are right. Next time we bring the guns." And FBI wrote in an affidavit. Miller also threatened a U.S. Capitol police officer during an exchange on Instagram, writing that he planned to hug his neck with a nice rope. He planned to hug his neck with a nice rope, the affidavit said. After posting a photo on Facebook showing him inside the Capitol, Miller responded to a comment on the picture with, "Just wanted to incriminate myself a little, lot of laugh," according to a FBI affidavit. Okay, so Cortez on Friday posted Miller uh, charging document on Twitter and then tweeting, "On one hand, you have to laugh, and on the other, know that the reason they were this brazen is because they thought they were going to succeed." Um, so um, cut across the field real quick. Um, his attorney, Clint Borden, said in an email to the Associated Press that Miller regret the action he took and in a misguided effort to show his support for former President Trump. His social media comment reflect very ill consider political hyper and very divided times and will certainly not be repeated in the future. Borden said he looked forward to putting all this behind him. Miller is scheduled for a detention hearing on Monday. We're hopeful that, given his family's support and regret for his action, He will be released so that he can resolve the charges against him in a timely fashion. Well, that judge said no, 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 no. So he's still in jail, which he should be. He should still be in jail. He should not get bond because just because you get bond, they give you house arrest, home confinement, whatever you want to call it, restriction. Who to say you're going to pay attention to that? That's why I feel like none of them should have got bail. They all should have remained in jail. They did the crime in the middle of a pandemic. They weren't concerned about their health. They weren't concerned about nobody else's health. So why should we be concerned about them getting the coronavirus while they're in jail for a crime that for a terrorist act that they actually committed against America, against our country? The reason why they say make American great again, that wasn't making American great. That set us way back. But once again, they want to show it's okay. They didn't mean it. What you mean they didn't mean it? They did it. I guess they're going to plead insanity. No, you knew what you were doing. You knew the food that you was allowing to brainwash you. That's why all of you need to go to jail. Videos and pictures don't lie. It that speak louder than anything. You was there, you did it, you do the crime. You did the crime, now you have to do the time. Um, Radio said funny these are supporters of the GOP, the Law and Order Party. What a joke. Exactly. It's a joke because here it is. Trump don't care about y'all. Trump is in no position to try to help y'all. That's why it's so important for us to pay attention to the ones that are trying to get these people off because we need to hold them accountable. Need to hold them accountable. Then think about it like this. All the tax dollars that are going to come out from it. Because a lot of people I've seen, unfortunately, they don't look like they could afford an attorney. And because of that, we're going to end up having to flip the bill to get them represented. So I'm like, hey, yeah, they need to have a trial, but it's no way they should be found not guilty. Why? Pictures and videos don't lie. Just like he said, he wanted to incriminate himself a little bit. Well, you did. But now you got to pay the price. You wanted to incriminate it, you got exactly what you wanted. So don't want people to feel sorry now. And now he talking about he's sorry. I realize that President Joe Biden is our president and I fully support him. No, you don't. No, you don't. But you call yourself patriots. How are you patriot and you doing a terrorist act against American? How are you? Explain that to me. The two don't go together. Your actions are not lining up with your words. So tell me, how is it uh, you doing it for our country? That's what one person said. Talking about the brother that is in DC that is still in jail, denied bond, the one that was swinging the metal bat. He talking about he's not doing it for Trump. He's doing it for our country. How are you doing it for our country? You trying to overthrow the president trying to overthrow our country? And you saying you're doing it for our country? I don't feel sorry for you, be honest. You should be in jail. You did it. You was the fool to go out there. So yeah, you should be in jail. I don't feel sorry at all for you. In that case, I don't feel sorry for nobody who went and took part of it for the simple fact you should have had enough sense to know what you was going to do, but you allowed someone to brainwash you and feel that he's going to be there the whole time to support you. The election happened. It's over. It's over with. But you allowed this fool to brainwash you. You're not looking at the fact all the lies he told over the 4 years he was in office. Matter of fact, just think about the lies he told us about this virus. Oh, it's just the flu. It's just going to blow over. It's not that bad. But once again, now your life have changed for the worse. This man trying to stay out of jail himself. So yeah. Radio said, I love how some of these people document themselves breaking the law and then post it online. I think Risky said it the best. Now we know why the ancestor wore hoods, for they couldn't be identified. I guess they forgot to put that in a history book. That's crazy. Yeah, speaking of that, boy, these folks, they want to know they want people to know who they are, which is crazy. Um, they want people to know who they are. So kind of like the Olympic, the guy from the Olympics. So a New York man charged in a Capitol riot was identified by the varsity jacket he wore. By the varsity jacket that he wore in high school with his number on it. So you telling me you wanted people to know you that bad? You wore your high school varsity jacket for a domestic terrorist act with your jersey number on there. The FBI on Monday charged the man accused of participating in a Capitol riot after they received multiple tips from people who recognized his varsity jacket and number in footage of the mayhem. Brian Gundersen of Armonk, New York, faced charges of entering a restricted building or grounds with the intent to disrupt government business and utter loud, threatening, or abusive language, or engage in disorderly or disruptive conduct on the grounds of the Capitol, according to an arrest warrant. A police chief in North Castle Township, New York, called the FBI to report that the superintendent of Byron Hill High School in Armonk and several members of the community had spotted a high school varsity jacket among the sea rooters at the Capitol on January 6th. The superintendent didn't immediately know who the rider was, but the police chief later reported to the FBI that he believed the rider in an image was Gundersen, who was known to law enforcement, the warrant said. Yeah. Um, See, that's why I cannot read your comments until I get finished reading the story. Uh, yeah, American Dumbest Criminal could have had enough footage for a whole season just from January 6th. Not just the whole season, probably for the next 2 or 3 seasons. And don't be surprised if they not working on something like that. Because some of these folks gotta be it's crazy. They have to they want it to be known. So uh one of the image of the man in the jacket shown on CNN revealed the jacket had a double-digit number that ended in a zero. And charging document said Gundersen ward number 70. So then other people sent tips to the FBI identifying Gundersen as the man wearing the leather jacket. One person told the FBI that Gundersen was avid supporter of former President Donald Trump and far-right commentary Nick Fuden, the arrest warrant said. So yeah. So he's in jail. How old is he? Let's see. I don't know if he's still in high school or not. But either way, he's starting his career off very, very good. Um, so yeah, that's I, I don't know. Some of these people they don't care, and since they don't care, I don't care either. I just want to see justice done, and they need to be held accountable for their law, for the crime they committed. I don't want to hear about uh, it's gonna fool our courts. I don't care. It should be a swift justice. How can you justify what you did when you're on video, when you have pictures of it? That should be a quick trial. Send them to prison where they supposed to be, just like you would any other terrorist. Send them to prison. That's how you prevent it in the future. It would definitely not happen again as long as you hold them accountable. But you have to hold them accountable. Um, along with um, that young man, um, Brandon Straka, conservative, active, and self-described former liberal, a Dutchess County man, and a Westchester County man, who is Westchester is um, the other young man I just mentioned, but he's this other guy was taken into custody also. Brian is out of Westchester County, but Brandon Stalker is also arrested. The founder of the Walkaway campaign, which helped guide former Democrat, has been charged with impeding law enforcement officer during civil disorder, knowingly entering restricted grounds, and engage in disorderly conduct with intent to disturb a hearing before Congress, according to the criminal complaint filed in Washington, D.C. So he faced the same federal charges out of D.C. For jail, like many of the accused allegedly posted videos and photos of his exploit on Snapchat, which were then flagged to the FBI. A vehicle registration registered to him was also tracked leaving New York around 6 a.m. the morning of the ride and traveling to Maryland before it returned to the Empire State that night. The FBI recovered a AR type rifle from his home while conducting the arrest early Tuesday. Law enforcement source said he later appeared in White Plain federal court via teleconference, where he was ordered released with travel restriction. Where he was ordered released with travel restriction and is prohibited from possession firearm. He is next. They did some bad writing. He is next scheduled to appear in court February 2nd in Washington, D.C. Now, once again, why are you letting them out on the street? Just imagine if it wasn't from Eugene Goodman, the police officer that got them to go a different way. But just imagine if they went into that room where the Senate was taking cover at. Um, Imagine what would have happened, because with them taking cover, we already know the guy here from Dallas, from Grapevine, Texas, um, has zip ties, and some of them reported they was going to take some Senate hostage, Congress hostage. So if they took them hostage, then what? Garrett already made threats of hanging one of the congressmen. But here it go. You allowing these folks out on bail with travel restriction. Travel restriction. People cut off monitors all the time and do what they want to do. So I'm like, really? Why are you showing them, giving them privilege for what they have done to our country? It shouldn't be that way. Hold them accountable. That's how you prevent it from happening again. Hold them accountable. If you hold them accountable, they'll think about it. The people behind them would think about it before they do it again. Um, Radio asks, wonder how Ted Cruz would react if the mob got a hold of him. You probably would have seen him up there taking selfie with him. To be quite honest, just like the cops were, the Capitol policemen were. They was taking selfie with him. So 9 times out of 10, I could see Ted Cruz doing that, because I feel like he played a big part in the whole entire thing. And that's not just my feelings, but a lot of people that is in politics here in Texas and in Washington. That's why they calling for him to resign, because they know more than what we know. And they feel like he played a big part, just like some other senates and congressmen that lost their mind over this fool and ending their career. I can tell you now, when their re-election come up, you're gonna see so many of them lose their race by a mudslide. For the simple fact, people is tired of this. It's a new day. We need to change the way we have done things and do new things. And the way of doing it, getting these folks, the bad apples, out of office. Let's get them out. So yeah, it's a new day in America. Every day is a new day, but we're gonna make sure once we get them at the poll, how Georgia showed up, showed out. We need to do that every time election come up. I don't care what they voting on. Let your voice be heard. Show up and show out because we need to get these folks out of office, out of power. So, yeah, it's it's uh, it's a new day and a new time because we are tired of this type of reaction. It's not just black people; it's a lot of white people that are tired of it too. We tired of this racist. I don't care for the people. I just want to get my check and my benefit, and I'm only going to support my supporters type of people. We need to get them out of office. So that's what we need to do. Come uh, when their elections come up. So we need to make sure we vote them out and get them out. Um, and that's the best way we could do it. I'm like, hey, Ted, I'm not ashamed at all. Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, Dan Patrick, uh, Ken Thuggish, Patson, they all need to go. They need to go. Um, Rand Paul argued a motion to dismiss the Senate trial against Trump. He need to go too. The majority of Republicans voted to dismiss today, so it looked like Trump won't get convicted again. And each one of those Senate that voted against it, they are okay with an attack on America, a domestic terrorist. So we need to vote them out. It shouldn't be no excuse for showing up to the poll. When their election come up, hey, we need to vote them out. Remember this. How we remember 9/11 every year, we need to remember January 6th every year. The day that changed America. January 6, 2021. A domestic terrorist. All because they follow a fool. So, yeah, we need to vote each one of them out. And let the truth be told, a lot of them that's probably don't want to go to trial are probably the ones that would um probably have something to do with it. They trying to protect themselves, allegedly protect themselves. We know Ted Cruz hand is dirty. What's the other guy that they felt like was going to run in 2024? Um, I forgot their guy name, but he's another one. They said his hand is dirty too. He been kind of on the low lately. Since they started accusing him, I haven't seen him too much on the news lately. And then I seen a tweet, and I forgot who tweeted it because I hadn't been on Twitter in a couple of days, and it refreshed. But gonna tweet, we trying to impeach a private citizen. Uh, oh boy, I almost said something. I'm doing good though. I'm doing good. When I read that tweet, I was like, and I was gonna respond to him, but before I could, it refreshed and it it ended up I couldn't find him no more. So let me see if I can see if I can find out who did it. Um um Let me see if I can pull it up because we need to put him on blast for we can know who it is because If he's doing stuff like that, he need to be held accountable too. Need to get him out of office. Um, uh, Trying to see. I'm looking. Because that's crazy for anybody who to stand by and let Trump off the hook of what he done, what he calls um, some people to do. Uh, Radio said at least the trial will get everything on the record, including those senators who voted to quit. That will go down in history. Yes, that's one reason why we really need to have it. And I don't know if they don't have enough vote. I don't I don't know for sure, but maybe Biden can do a Trump, override it, make it go through. I don't know. So we definitely need to make sure these senates, congressmen, whoever it is that support this madness, they need to be able to um, hold them accountable. Trying to see. Uh, so I'm trying to pull it up because I want to know who it was. Um, because it's definitely something that we need to talk about. It's gonna be in a history book, but I'm sure they probably try to hide it just like they try to hide slavery also. So I'm sure it'll be in a history book, but they probably gonna fight to keep it out of it, to be quite honest with you. But we definitely need to teach the generation behind us, the young kids that don't understand what's going on. They need to learn about it as they get older, for they could tell their kids and the kids behind them. So it definitely uh, need to be taught. Um, hey, I'm trying to, because I really want to know who said it. I hate I need to get better at going back on Twitter a little bit more, because for when I said that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I was like, nah. Uh, um, it was just kind of crazy for them to put it out there. Um, oh, Ted Cruz tweeted 2 days ago. All jokes aside, oh, that's when him and Seth was going back and forth talking about he's a moron. Uh, it's your party that believe in government power to shut your business, to oppress your faith, and to censor your speech. Anyone who disagree, they try to counsel. By the way, a lot of folks in Hollywood are conservative and muzzled by the um, fashionable left. Okay, I think I'm gonna respond back to Ted Cruz. Um, Tell him I'd be glad when he get out of office. so, um, so that's how they're gonna do that. Some of the politicians seem to have completely lost their way in life. That's because once they got in office, they don't care. That once they got elected, that's called making it big time. That's when they forget about where they came from. But then again, you have some of them in office, they've been like that their whole life. Like I said, and I need to work on this story too. So I'm gonna try to do this one by next week. The Senate that I mentioned last week, I think I said that was and had a couple of run-ins with the laws and some other things that came up. Um, so Um, so we're going to talk about that. I'm gonna try to get it get it brought up next week where we could talk about it, because some of these folks, they just think once they get to a certain point in their life, um, nobody is above them. Um, they feel like they rule the world. Yeah, you in a position to make decision for the country, but you don't rule the world. Um, and because of that, you're you're still human. You put your drawers on like I put mine on, and it don't smell like roses. So you're still a human being. And what a lot of these senators have to realize, when we go see our maker, you're gonna be judged on your actions. What have you done for the people? You blessed to be in these positions, but then you're not using what you've been blessed with for the right thing. And that's gonna be your downfall. So uh, I had an alert to come out a while ago, and I said I was gonna read it. Trump sent a message to Senate ahead Republican ahead of his trial. Um, I guess this came out a couple of days ago or something. A top political aide to former President Trump sent the weekend quietly reassuring Republican Senate that the former president has no plan to start a third party. Instead, will keep his imprint on the GOP. Um, the message from Brian Jack, Trump former political director at the White House, is the latest sign that Republicans considering an impeachment conviction will do so, knowing that Trump may come after them in upcoming primaries if they vote to convict him for the incitement of insurance. I'm like this. Those same judges that he rushed to put up in the Supreme Court, anybody in this position actually that has the decision, y'all know what this man did. How are you going to look your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, great grandkids in the face, and you're not doing anything about it? What lesson are you teaching them? Because you sending them the wrong message. You saying what this man did was right, and it's not right. So what message are you sending them? Your grandkids, great grandkids. It's okay to do a domestic terrorist on America, but at the same time he say make American great. How is that making American great? But you ordering folks to do a domestic terrorist on the same country that you wanted to make great. I guess his next slogan will be "Screw America." I did, and nothing happened. So you need to be held accountable, and y'all need to hold this man accountable. If you don't, when your election come up, we're gonna hold you accountable and vote you out. That's all to it. We're gonna get you out of office. I guess y'all gonna say that was fraud too, but you got to realize you represent the people of the states that you are in, the district that you are in. You represent all of them, not just the ones that give you money. You have to represent everybody. And that's what you're not doing. So we are tired of it. And we're going to get rid of you. We're going to vote you out. We're going to let our voice be heard and get you out of office. So that's what I had tonight. We got about 15 more minutes, so we're gonna do kind of a short ask Kurt Dog anything. Um and we're gonna stay on track tonight. So if you have a question for me, you're more than welcome to ask, regardless of what it is. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You Work. Who you with, Kurt Dog? I mean, I'm Who You With, Kurt Dog. You can always chat live with us during the show. We have shows Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Um, if you're on the East Coast, we're an hour behind you. If you're on the West Coast, we 2 hours in front of you. That'll make it easy. So, but you can always chat live with us during the show. If you have a subject you want us to speak on, definitely let me know. Um, we have no problem with speaking on it, and you can always call in. Um, I'm gonna put a limit on the phone call. Only thing we ask, everybody is welcome here. Everybody is welcome. I don't care who you support. As long as you are respectful and you are coming with facts, no conspiracy theory, facts, we will listen to you. Um, but if you're doing conspiracy theory, we're not gonna roll that way. So you always welcome to call in 972-591-3665. And if you decide to call in, do not block your number. I already get too many spam calls, so I won't answer. So definitely, if you call in, you could just call in. Trust me, um, I I'm not gonna be calling you back. Uh, so you can definitely call in and express yourself. But if you are disrespectful, click. Um, so that's all to it. And don't forget, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show. We are working to get our uh, Valentine, who you with Kurt, virtual um, dating matching going on. So we working to get that together. I should have something on the page tomorrow. I will post it. Um, so if you want to be a contestant to try to find you a date in the middle of a pandemic, send your information in. You could talk about what type of person you are looking for. What are your requirements? What must that person be like? Um, what type of person you like? If you're a male, if you want a female, or whatever your preference is, it don't matter to us because we don't judge people on their preference. That's your life. Only thing we ask that you are not married, because we don't want you to be married, and because you will be live on camera, sitting probably right up above me or on this side of me, and people will be able to see us. We ask you questions. Um, if we do have a and be able to get a date match, we will uh, go in our piggy bank and get you a meal, for y'all can have a virtual meal together. So that would be the safest way of doing it. For the simple fact, you don't have to worry about getting the coronavirus or anything like that. And if you don't like the person, you don't have to worry about giving them your personal information. So, but we will set it up where you can have a virtual date, um, and we will provide the meal for you. So, definitely let me know. And then on top of that, um, that's going to be the start of it. So, if you are interested, definitely send me an email at who you with kurtdog at mail.com, and we will get it set up. I'll put information out by tomorrow, and then um, let it be known. Let us know. Hopefully we can do kind of hook and do some matchmaking and where they can actually find love on the show. Because I feel like true love is a good thing. We don't care. As long as you both are happy and it's a good, healthy relationship, you got to make it healthy, because if that's up to y'all, but we'll hook you up. But what happened after that, that's between y'all. We will set up for you can get a meal for Valentine. Just do a video with uh, a video of y'all having a meal for we can post it. So definitely let's get together. I get the information out tomorrow. Um, Regardless if you're a male or a female, you are able to do it. Just let us know what you're looking for we can put it out there. And that's all to it. But please be aware you will be live on camera during the contest to see if we can hook you up and get you hooked up in a safe way. So um and let me see what else we got coming on. Oh, don't forget Thursdays. Miss Risky will be in the house. Um, I normally don't talk with her till Wednesdays. Maybe we'll text each and all, but she been very busy the last couple of weeks, so we haven't talked. But we probably talk on tomorrow to work out all the details on how we're gonna do it. No, it started off because I tried to get her to be a part, want to be the contestant on there for she could find her boo thing, and um, she's thinking about it, but I don't know. She said I don't know, so we'll see. But definitely, just think about it. If that's something you're interested in, send me an email, and we will get it set up and go from there. So other than that, I appreciate everybody from tuning in. Look like we had a lot of different listeners on um, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, and had a couple on D Live stuck their head in. But definitely, always catch us 8 p.m. Central Time. You can always follow the show on YouTube and um, be able to catch the past shows. And also, if you on Spotify um, or Apple Music, you can catch the shows on there. The link is in my profile. So in the link tree, you can always go and catch. If you one of those people like me on the go, um, but you could have earbuds in or low speaker. You can listen to the show while you're working on your computer. You can always catch past shows on there. So definitely check it out. And um catch up on the show because we have a lot of shows on there. If you want to see from the beginning to today, go to YouTube. You will see the difference in the way the studio was back then to today, and the changes we made from the first time when I put the first video out. And I'm a very shy person, but I was like, man, lad swag, what's going on? Uh, yes, he is racist. No, your child will come back terminal. Are you talking about the fact that who you saying is racist? Like the senates that are trying to keep Trump out of prison or trying to keep him from getting impeached, or explain that? Because you seem like you answered like several questions at the same time. Um, So if you don't mind, if you could explain that for me, just to make sure I don't want to. Oh, okay. Uh, So you saying our current president is racist. So explain why you feel that way. Explain why you feel like President Joe Biden is a racist. And your child will come back traumatized. If you don't mind, explain that because I want to know. Um, that's your opinion. I don't agree with it, but apparently you have some insight I don't have. So definitely explain that for me. Let's discuss that. We got a couple of more minutes, but uh, look up any laws he created. Um, you have anyone in particular? Any laws in particular that you're talking about? Because some of the laws, are you talking about the ones where he changed where gays and transgender can serve in the military? What's racist about that? Are you talking about where he's undoing all the things Trump had done that was going against a lot of American people? So please explain. I would like to know. Um, and let me know. Um, because I'm not understanding what you're saying. You said look up any laws he created, but now Biden did say when he first got into office, he didn't understand a lot of stuff. He made some laws that he have used his time in office to change those laws because at that time that's what he felt was right. Now, nobody is perfect, and because nobody is perfect, you can make changes. Violent crime control and law enforcement act. Okay, violent crime control. Shouldn't we control violent crimes? Um, shouldn't we want to make sure our neighborhoods are safe for the property of our homes wouldn't go down? And law enforcement act. Um, what have he done with that was racist? Mass incarceration. Well, it's not like he went around and just went out on the street and seen a particular person and decided to, hey, I'm gonna arrest you. Now, it's one of those situations where, yeah, it been a lot of people, unfortunately, that was falsely accused of crimes, kind of like, um, kind of like the three young black men in Target the other day. They was accused of a crime, and because of the color of their skin. So mass incarceration, you got to give a little bit more details on that because sound like to me you bias. And I appreciate you for taking the time to come on it. Welcome to the show. Ernest Clark is watching on Facebook. Um, um, I appreciate you for coming to share your opinion. That's your opinion. I don't agree with him because what he did back in the early days of his career, he said he made mistakes because he felt like that was the right thing to do to sign certain laws. But he also spent this time correcting that. And that's the best thing about it. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes, but we also have the opportunity of correcting our mistakes. So, um, what's wrong with him correcting it? So, yeah, 1994, he was in office. But like I said, he also spent this time to correct it. So, um, so you saying he can't make mistakes? How many? I, and I don't want to assume anything, but I'm gonna assume you are a Trump supporter, right? I don't know. I'm asking because I don't want to assume anything, because if we break assume down, we know what it does. So I'm asking you if I can know for sure, and then we can go from there. And matter of fact, let me ask you this. How did you feel what happened on January 6th? The Domestic Terrorist Act. How did you feel about it? Are you okay with them attacking America? I'm just asking. Do you think they should be held accountable? You don't think we need any president. Well, see, that's one of the problems. That's one of the issues right there. You got to realize, if a country do not have a leader, that will give other countries the opportunity to come in and take over that country. That's not it. Um, if the Congress and House wasn't for sale, who got them for sale? Um, you saying these things, but you're not giving me any response to the questions I'm asking. Who have Congress and House for sale? Um, the Congress and House are full of traitors. Uh, well, the ones that put all that together, I would say, yeah. Um, per government paid to win. Mm, eh, l- laws for these, not for me. So you didn't answer my question though. You typing all this other stuff, but I want to know, how did you feel about what happened January the 6th? And I know I said I wasn't gonna go over time, so I'm gonna give him a couple of minutes. Uh how do they get elected and somehow make millions? That's why you have so many of them turn their backs on the people they supposed to be serving. It's corruption on both sides. I've always said that. I don't trust politicians. Politicians will smile in your face and stab you in the back at the same time. That's why we, as the people, need to hold them accountable. For the simple fact, we don't. A lot of people is too lazy to get off their tail to go vote during local election and state election. They don't want to do that because they feel like it's not important. But as we can see, people have changed they mind thought and decided to get up and go vote. Look at Georgia, biggest turnout they had in years for a Senate runoff, for a presidential election. So yeah, it's important. But once again, I'm gonna ask. Um, okay, you did answer. I saw videos of thousands of people outside. Most didn't go in. But how did you feel about what happened? That's the question I asked. How exactly did you feel about it? Yeah, we all seen videos, but the thing is, if you are hanging out with a crowd that is doing wrong, guess what? You just as guilty of that as that crowd. You knew what you was capable of doing. For the simple fact, this man been preaching this for 5 years and saying it was okay, but you choose to go there thinking you're going to be able to overthrow the government. You should think smarter than that. Uh, there's crazy people on both sides. Yes, it is. It is. It was disgusting. Yes, it was. And I hated it. Yeah, I hate it because it make America look weak. And I'm sure it's some other countries that don't like us that is planning on doing the same thing. So yeah, I hate it. I didn't like it. Um, but at the same time, we need to hold the ones that did it accountable. We need to hold them accountable. We also need to um, make sure they are charged to the full extent of the law. Um, no, that was Trump that said it was a hack. Um, the last election, we feel like Russia has something to do with it. Trump even said at one time that, oh yeah, maybe Russia did hack the uh mess with tamper with the election results. But this time we made sure that wasn't gonna happen because we showed up. Uh hey, it seemed pretty fair to me. People didn't stand in no long lines for nothing. It was a record number election that happened. So no, he's been impeached for his actions. That's what they impeaching him for. Because he's the one that gave that speech and told the terrorist attack, we're gonna march down the Capitol Hill and make them change the election results. Just like what was it, like 69 different court uh, lawsuit that was filed to try to get it overturned. So you saying forget about what the people voted for. You want what you want. And that's basically what they're saying on that. Oh, you talking about the first election? Well, look, okay, Hillary didn't put up a fight. What if she would have hollered and said Russia tampered with the election and all of this? If she would have done that, what you think would have happened then? But just because Trump lost, he want to say it was fraud, it was fake, he was cheated out of the election. Exactly, they didn't vote for Trump. That's why he's in Florida now, opening up office about the former president office. So yeah, we didn't vote for Trump. So it's like forget it. So that's why Trump is out of office, Biden is in office, and it's nothing more to it. I'm in denial of what? What I'm in denial about. I don't understand it. Tell me what I'm in denial about. Because to be honest with you, I'm going by with what you're putting up here. And from what I see, some of the things I agree with you. Yeah, they said Russia had the first election. Um, then you said people didn't vote for Trump. That's true. I voted for Biden. Them sure did. I voted for the people that was best to beat Trump. That's who I voted for. And guess what? They beat him. They beat him. Uh, so radio, I thought you was going to say, yeah, the Trump votes were legal, but the Biden ones were fake. Same old argument. Exactly. To be honest with you, I feel like if Hillary would have beat him, it would have been the same argument. Oh, it was rigged. It was fraud. Trump started talking about the he's probably going to lose this election because of it's going to be fraud involved. For years, military have voted by mail. A lot of people have voted by mail, and not only that, the only mail fraud that came out of this past election was from Trump supporters voting for their dead mothers, try to vote for their dead in-laws, and then they set up fake ballot boxes. Then they turned around, set one ballot box on fire all in California. And guess what? That still did not help him. So what he do next? He go and entice a riot on America, the same one that he used the slogan "Make America Great." But you want to cause a riot, domestic terrorists, encouraging people to do these things, and now you got them hanging out to dry. Um, so yeah, um, I'm like this. The Democrat had no, they didn't. We showed up and showed out, and because of my voice and many other people's voice, encourage people to go out and vote. Let your voice be heard. And a lot of people was tired of Trump. So because they was tired of Trump, guess what? He had to go. He did not have a choice. He had to go. So you so disgusted because Biden is our president. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna just go out on a limb. So were you in Washington on the 6th? Did you go and express yourself at Capitol Hill? Did you go to the rally on January 6th, 2021? Inquiry minds want to know. I agree with you, but what do you mean about that? You said Harris will be our president soon. I think in 4 years she probably will be. But what exactly do you mean about that? She'll be our president soon. Explain that one to me. I'm just kind of curious about it. Explain that one to me. Um, Explain what do you mean Harris will be our president soon? Hello, you still there? You didn't run off, did you? Um, oh, I guess you're gonna not answer that one. Um, Good luck, one luck. So I guess he ran off. That's how most of them do. They come in, they do a tight buy, then they roll out. Because once we start asking them questions, they want to tiptoe out, but they come in very strong. So I asked the question, what do you mean about Harris will be our president soon? That was a carpet bombing troll. Exactly. Because he couldn't bring facts. He couldn't bring them. He came in, said what he had to say, but he thought I was just gonna back down from him, I guess. Hell. Oh Lord, don't take me back down that way. I've been doing good. So um, but I want to know what he mean about Harris will be our president soon. I want to know because to me personally, it sounds like a threat because he said soon. He didn't say in 4 years. He talking about soon. So to me, it sounds like a threat. Um, you thought it was just a smash and grab one. No, um, he decided to come in and say what he had to say, but I'm just curious about what he meant about soon. And that's when the problem started because when you start asking them certain questions, they tired of it. Oh, he probably wait until I get off the air because I see that he's still on there. He probably wait until we get off the air and then he'll turn around and send me a message or something. He'll answer it then. But my question is because in the society that we are living in today and all the threats that have came out, when you say Harris will be our president soon, I want him to explain that. What exactly do you mean about it? Oh, he don't want to talk no more. So I guess that's it. And when I asked if he was in Washington on January 6th, he didn't want to answer that either. He overlooked certain questions. Said a lot of them, they come in here and they get bits and pieces, but they don't want to have a real discussion. Exactly. He said all type of things, just hit and miss. But when I responded back, trying to get him to be cleared up, if I can have a clear understanding, he didn't want to do that. And that's what a lot of Trump supporters do. They do not want to give a clear answer. He came in wrong because he came in talking about yes, he is racist. No, your child will be traumatized. And I'm like, look, man, who are you talking about? Are you talking about the stories we talked about? What are you talking about? So, and that's how most of them do. And I'm glad you decided to come back because it's been a while. I figured you was one of those that was in hiding from the January 6th domestic terrorist attack on America. But you decided to come back. But hey, you're always welcome here. Long as you are coming with facts and being respectful, you more than welcome to tune in to the show. So, but I'm maybe he's typing a lot. I don't know. He might be typing a lot, putting a long statement up, but I doubt it. But other than that, hey, I went over 15 minutes. I said I wasn't going to do that tonight, but um, but hey, come back tomorrow night. I think I'm gonna do that. I might do the show tomorrow on those 103 young kings that was black kings that been killed over the last year. I'm gonna see if I get it, go through everything. It may be next week. I'm gonna just say probably next week, along with the information about the Senate that have had several run-ins with the laws from the point of when the police was trying to arrest some underage drinkers. They stepped up and interfered with that, and they didn't show up for several court appearances. But then they were showed special privilege. Like I said, it's going to be some great stuff coming up soon. So I'm going to be working on those the next couple of days and getting them out. But please continue to support the show. And if we have some great artists coming up soon. Wednesday Radio, have a good one, a real good one this time, because we finna get up out of here. Good night to you, but definitely support the show. You can always be a part of the show. You can chat with us. You can call in during the show. You can call in if you have a subject you want us to talk about. You can email me at whoyouwithkurtdog@mail.com. Until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, I will see y'all then. Until then, peace.